Heat conduction. In last lecture, we discussed about critical radius of insulation. And when we discussed this topic, we mentioned that in case of insulation for a system in which your requirement is to decrease the heat transfer rate, means you want to conserve the heat, and when you go on increasing the insulation, if it is a wall system or attic layers, when you go on increasing the insulation, the heat transfer rate will decrease. And that is what our requirement is. So that is no issue in case of walls. But when you go on adding insulation in cylindrical pipes or spherical shells, the matter is a different. And we discuss how it differs. In case of wall, as we know that our conduction resistance equation is L upon Ka. Means it depends on three parameters. One is a area, second is a conductivity, and third is the length or thickness of your insulation. So as your insulation thickness increases for a same assuming constant area and conductivity, your conduction resistance increases, and as your conduction resistance increases, your heat transfer rate is decreases. But when we come to a cylindrical or spherical system, as you know that when we write the resistance offered in a cylindrical or spherical system, it is a combination of conduction plus convection. And as we know, in case of cylindrical, your conduction resistance is ln R2 upon R1, where R2 is outer radius, R1 is inner radius, divided by 2 pi Lk. That is a conduction resistance plus the convection resistance, that is equal to 1 upon area, that is 2 pi R2L into H. So here, if you see, when your R2 increases, suppose your R2 is outer radius, when your outer radius increases, the conduction resistance is increasing. But what happens when your R2 increases, the area increases, and as area increases, your convection resistance decreases. So there will be an increment in conduction resistance and decrement in convection resistance. So when we want to talk about the net effect, we have to check for the both criteria. What will happen with conduction resistance and convection resistance? If increment is more than decrement, then the sole effect will be resistance increasing, and that will be useful for uh, to minimize the heat transfer. So already we have discussed this. The figure already I have shown to you. What today we will do is we will do a calculation. We will take some numerical values of radius, and we'll do a calculation for conduction resistance as well as convection resistance, and we'll plot a graph, so that, and we will check that whether this kind of situation we are getting or not. Okay. And one more thing we discussed in last lecture is your critical radius of insulation in case of cylindrical system. If you derive it, the lastly it comes to the K by H. So K by H is a radius which is called a critical radius, where the heat transfer rate is maximum. You can see in this figure, this is your critical radius of insulation where your heat transfer rate is maximum. Okay. In last lecture we discussed this also, that in case of your electrical system, your design should be such that the heat transfer rate should be maximum, means because we want to dissipate heat at a maximum rate, so that there will not be overheating in a current carrying cable. But in case of thermal system, our requirement is different. Our requirement is your heat transfer rate should be minimum, so that we can preserve the heat. So this is what the difference between electrical system and thermal system. Let us understand this with numerical values, so that we can plot the different resistance values, and we can conclude that what will be the effect of outer radius on heat transfer rate. See this figure, we have a hollow cylinder which is carrying, suppose, a steam, and the surface temperature of inside uh, uh, layer or inside surface is 500 degrees Celsius. So R1 is 50 centimeter. So radius of this pipe is 50 centimeter. R2 is 60, means this radius. So this is the initial thickness of pipe who is carrying steam, and that is 10 centimeter. The inside surface temperature is given 500 degrees Celsius. Ambient air temperature is given 35 degrees Celsius. The conductivity of this yellow material means stainless steel. We assume that pipe is of a stainless steel material and its conductivity is 13 watt per meter Celsius. Second, the blue color is insulation, and we have assumed, for sake of calculation, we have assumed that conductivity is 0.10. And now what we will do is the R3 we will keep as a variable. So we will go on increasing the R3 value. When we are increasing this R3 value, what will be the effect of increment of R3, which is having conductivity K2 equal to 10? We will check the conduction resistance offered by this material, conduction resistance offered by insulation, and convection resistance because of the given conditions, atmospheric condition. So the equation heat transfer, as you know, that A is nothing but delta T upon R total. In case of R total, we have three resistance here. One is conduction resistance offered by the pipe material itself, and that is ln R2 upon R1 divided by 2 pi L K1. As R1 and R2 is constant and conductivity of steam carrying pipe is given 13 watt per meter Celsius, so this part means the conduction resistance 1 will remain constant. Now we will check for two different resistance, that is a conduction resistance offered by insulation. As you can see here, the conduction resistance 2, which is mentioned here, it is for insulating material. It depends on R3. R2 is constant. So ln R3 upon R2 divided by 2 pi L into K2. So our task is we are going to change the R3 value. Suppose we are increasing R3 value, as you can see here. If R3 is increasing, the conduction resistance value will increase. So as this is in denominator, the sole effect on this will be a decrement in heat transfer rate. But when you check for a convection resistance, actually it is working in an inverse way. When your R3 increases here, your conduction resistance is increasing, but when your R3 increases, your convection resistance is decreasing. So this will increase, this will decrease. So we want to check the net effect. What is the percentage increment here? What is the percentage decrement here? And what will be the sole effect on the total resistance? So we will check the effect of R3, which will increase your R conduction 2, which will decrease your R convection. For different value of R3 we will check, and what will be the effect of on total heat transfer rate. So for that I have made one Excel sheet. In this Excel sheet I have done a calculation based on the data given in previous slide. The equation is shown over here as it is known to you. The radius I have taken R1, R2, K1, K2, H. H convective heat transfer coefficient I have taken 4. Critical radius, as you know, that it is nothing but K by H. So according to our data, K we have to take a conductivity of insulation and the conductive heat transfer coefficient H. So it comes to 1.25 K by H value. Temperatures are 535. What I have done is I have started with the initial radius R2, that is 0.6. The conduction resistance I have calculated using this equation, uh, which is already explained to you using this one. So as R2, R1 and K is constant, the conduction resistance offered by a pipe material itself remains constant. Then I have calculated the conduction resistance offered by insulating material. Initially I have taken R3 equal to R2 same, means it is a bare pipe without insulation. Your conduction resistance offered by insulation is 0, and convection resistance is 1 upon H into area, where your R convection value is 0.066. So R total for this is 0.068, and the heat transfer rate you can see here, means if your pipe is a bare pipe without insulation, the heat transfer rate is 6784. Now what I have done is I have
incremented the value of R3. Sorry, I have mentioned R2 here. You consider it is R3. I am incrementing this value by 0.05 value. So now my R3 I will take 0.065, then zero point 0.7, like that. So I increment is 0.05, and I have checked for the different values of resistance. As R2 and R1 is constant, your this value, R conduction value, will remain constant. But you can see here, the as your radius increases, as your radius is increasing, your conduction resistance is increasing. You can see here the blue line shows that the increment. So your conduction resistance 2, which is the conduction resistance offered by uh, material, insulating material, is increasing. But simultaneously, as your R3 increases, your surface area, outer surface area, is increasing. Because of your R3 increases, your area is increasing, and as your area increasing, your resistance is decreasing. So convection resistance, you can see here, in case of bare system it was 0.066. Now because of insulation, your surface area is increased, and because of surface area increase, your resistance is decreasing. So this part, this is increasing. Your conduction resistance is increasing line by line. Your convection resistance is decreasing, and the net effect is decrement in R2. This will continue until the value 1.25, which is a critical radius of insulation. So you can see here at 1.25, my heat transfer rate is maximum, that is 8097. So with bare pipe it is 6784. When you go on increasing the radius, it is increasing, it will reach to a maximum point, that is called critical radius of insulation, and the value is 8097. Once your critical radius value is increasing, now you can see here the things will happen in a different way. So let us see this particular graph to understand that when you go on increasing the radius, R3 insulation radius, the conduction resistance, the blue color line shows that your conduction resistance is increasing as your radius increasing. But what will happen with the convection resistance? R convection is decreasing, and then the decrement approximately becomes linear. So at this point, it is called your and this is the gray color line shows that the total effect on total resistance. So your total resistance is first decreasing. It will decrease till your critical radius. So the minimum value of total resistance is 0.057. You can see here, then it is increasing 0.05745, it is 542. So again it will increasing. So resistance first drops, so up to this critical point your resistance decreasing, and that is why the heat transfer rate will become maximum at critical radius of insulation. Then you go on increasing this radius value, your resistance value is increasing, and as your resistance value is increasing, your heat transfer rate is decreasing, and it will continue. So for particular data which I have given here, yeah, I have tried to show you how the pattern will change. What will be the effect on conduction resistance, convection resistance, total resistance, and how the heat transfer curve will vary. And this curve is as same as this curve, that your resistance is increasing, decreasing, so that your heat transfer rate is increasing, and it will reach to a maximum point at critical condition, that is equal to K by H. And if your radius value is more than critical value, then it will start dropping, and it happens over here. This I have done using Excel sheet. I am going to share same Excel sheet with you. You please download this Excel sheet and change the different parameters. Either you change R1, R2, K1, K2, K3, H, all values you change, corresponding change in your values and in pattern you will be able to see on a graph. So I will share this with you. You go through this. If you have any query, you can ask me. uh, this is enough today. In next lecture we will start with the fins, extended surfaces. Bye for now.